What up, my people, or should I say, my crunks? Now, crunks, you always try to find a name for the fans of the channel or the fans of Drunk with Comics, so I came up with crunks. Besides being, Little John's catchphrase back in the early 2000s, I'm gonna not reclaim it, but what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, I'm gonna repurpose the word for comic readers and drunks. Together, crunks. So you guys are my crunks. So let's see if this could catch on and get some merch going on out here for my crunks. What? Anyway, welcome to a new episode of Drunk with Comics. I'm your host, Big L, and this is where I talk about comics that really don't get that much love from the mainstream, but they're actually really good, so I try to put it out there in the world. And today's video is going to be about issue 2 of Bitter Root. Issue 1 was the last video, so if you guys want to hit pause, check out issue 1, the issue 1 video I did on Bitter Root, and then come back to see issue 2, go do that. Otherwise, spoilers ahead. So Bitter Root is written by David F. Walker, Chuck Brown, and illustrated by Sanford Greene. Alright, before we get into the video, guys, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We're definitely putting out more content on the pullingthese channel. Hit that bell so you can be notified of some new skits, new segments that we're doing on this channel. And now let's get to the story. At the end of issue 1, we were left with a couple of cliffhangers. Cullen and Berg getting, accosted by that big jinoo in St. Nicholas Park in Harlem, and Ford taking out a bunch of Klansmen in Mississippi. Issue 2 opens up with us back in Mississippi, and Ford just took it out, the whole bunch of Klansmen. He didn't take them all out. There's one lone survivor. I can't remember his name at the moment, but Ford calls him Peckerwood, so let's stick with that for the time being till the name comes back to me. And Peckerwood's another good ass name that that needs to come back into the lexicon of the modern age. Peckerwood just rolls off the tongue. I know some of your grandparents out there probably use that word still, but we gotta make that word more mainstream. Peckerwood, mumbo jumbo, and Peckerwood. We're already getting a couple good ass words from this story. Anyway, Peckerwood starts freaking out like, yo, you killed everybody I know. How could you do this? And all the Klansmen that Ford shot earlier are becoming jinoos now. So they Peckerwood takes a look back and they see these jinoos coming charging at him. And Ford just keeps on doing his thing, keeps on shooting them and just taking them out. So it seems like these jinnoos possessed these Klansmen earlier in the story that we didn't see. So Peckerwood was surprised to see that his friends that were humans just a few minutes ago turn into these jinnoos now and just start attacking them. It's a really wild scene. But like I said, Ford takes them all out, so it's all good. Now we're back at St. Nick Park in Harlem. Cullen's trying to wake up Berg, to help him out with this big bird jinoo monster thing. But it seems like the jinoo doesn't want any beef, he just wants them to leave him alone. So it seems like the jinoo wants the white couple that the Sangeryes transferred back into humans from jinoos. It doesn't seem like he really wants to fight Cullen and Berg. He's telling him to step aside, but Cullen's not trying to hear that. He's still in shock though, because he can't really believe that the jinoo knows their names and is actually communicating with them, because most of the time the jinoos are just attacking them. They're not really trying to have a conversation, so he's really stuck on that aspect that he never seen something like this before happening. So while all these things are going through Cullen's mind, one of the cops that didn't get his head chopped off starts shooting at the jinoo because he's still alive and he's trying to take this jinoo out that just killed his partner and gravely injured him. But of course those bullets don't do anything against the jinoo, and the jinoo just slams down on his cop and just kills him instantly, I guess. That's when Cullen just decides to attack from behind and tries to choke this jinoo out. So Cullen's trying to take the jinoo out, but the jinoo's the jinoo's whatever. He just tosses Cullen aside like he's just a rag doll. Because, Cullen's still brand new to this jinoo hunting thing, so, he's not really good at it. So the jinoo seems like it's experienced and has mad powerful because he just tosses him aside like it's anything. So it shows me that he really wanted to. The jinoo could have killed both Berg and Cullen already. So I kind of have an idea who's the jinoo, but I'm not too sure yet. Or I just don't want to spoil it for you guys yet. So Cullen just keeps on referring to this as a jinoo, and he's like, yo, I'm not a jinoo. Jinoo. I'll be mispronouncing a lot of words during this, so, bear with me, guys. It's called Drunk with Comics for a reason. So it tells Cullen that it's not a jinoo, and just scoops up the white couple and just bounces on them. Berg's awake, but he's gravely injured. So Cullen's taking him away. Berg is telling him to wait for the cops so they can explain what's going on, but Cullen's yo, they don't have no time for that. So we come back to Mississippi, and Ford just taking out the rest of the Klansmen jinoo, and Johnny Ray Knox, that's his name, Johnny Ray Knox, aka Peckerwood. I still want to call him Peckerwood, so I'm probably just keep on calling him Peckerwood for the rest of the video. Anyway, he's tight that Ford's taking out his family and his friends, and Ford's like, word, I could reunite you with them, I could take you out too. As you seen him just take out a whole bunch of monsters, so I don't know why you want to talk shit to the man, So now Peckerwood's all scared and shit because, he's talking all that shit, but he can't back it up. He knows that Ford could take him out anytime he wants, so he just put up this act of being brave and shit. So he tells Ford, like, yo, I never lynched anybody. I didn't know these guys were trying to lynch him. And I never spilled any blood. I never killed anybody. I had no blood on my hands. So Ford knows he's not lying because Ford was like, yo, if you did have blood on your hands, you would have turned into a jinoo. But you didn't. I won't take you out because you're quote unquote an innocent right now. So Ford seems like he has rules and he abides by them. Doesn't kill anybody that doesn't deserve killing. So now we know a little bit more about the jinoos, that you have to be a real evil piece of shit for you to become a jinoo. Committed a real evil act like murdering somebody, things like that, to become one of those monsters. So Johnny Ray, aka Peckerwood, doesn't seem like a bad guy so far, but he was wearing a Klansman robe, so he's not all good either. So Ford's leaving with the man he just saved, and he tells Johnny Ray, like, keep your soul clean and I won't have to come after you if you become one of these things. They leave and Johnny Ray was like, yo, he had some questions because he was like, what the hell's going on? He had all his madness happen to him in one night, and he asks Ford, like, how do I keep my soul clean? So he tags along with Ford and the man that he tried to lynch. We're back in Harlem, and we see Dr. Sylvester working on something while he's singing along with the radio. The jinoo comes in, and there it is. It was Knightsdale all along. Knightsdale was the jinoo. So that was like a little surprise twist for me. I was expecting it to be Dr. Sylvester's, because last time we saw him, it seemed like he was turning into something. What a twist. So we find out a little more about the history between Dr. Sylvester and Knightsdale. It seems like Knightsdale rescued Dr. Sylvester back in the Tulsa race riots, and they seem to have like this bond ever since. So if somebody saved your life, you feel indebted to them. See if you can help them in any way you can. So Dr. Sylvester is asking Knightsdale if the white couple has been cleansed from if the Fifno serum worked. Knightsdale tells him, yeah, it worked for now, but they can always turn back into jinoos. So it lets us know that the serum is not a permanent thing. Like, people could revert back into jinoos. Human nature. People, evil people tend to stay evil until something really bad happens to them. It seems like they don't remember turning into these monsters. So I don't know how the whole thing works. I don't know if there's like a waiting period before you could turn it back into a jinoo, or you just, you do some messed up things and bam, you're back into becoming a jinoo. Anyway, it seems like Dr. Sylvester is gonna experiment on the couple, since they had like the real good serum in them from the Sangeryes family. So he's trying to retrace the process of making the serum. So it seems like he possesses the couple. I don't know what exactly his plan is, but it seems like he's under control. Like, he has control of the couple. Most likely trying to get the serum from their bodies somehow. But we're left with that scene of just him taking control. So we don't really know what he's doing to them. Probably not till the next issue. We're back in Mississippi, and Ford's having dinner with the family of the man he just saved from the lynching. Seems to be his grandparents, and they know of the Sangeryes family. I guess the Sangeryes family worked in Mississippi back in the day. They knew his mother and father, and it's a shame what happened to his father. So more of what my Etta was saying in the last issue about how like she's seen so many family members die. So I'm assuming that was her husband, Ford's father, that passed. Maybe he was possessed by a jinoo, we don't know, but we're given like something bad happened to him when he died. Besides dying. So Ford lets him know, like, I'm not really trying to cure anybody. I'm just taking the jinoos out. I'm not trying to revert anybody back into the human forms, because there's a shortage of the Fifno serum. And Ford's getting ready for that, instead of just wasting it on people or just like trash to him, he's just taking them out, saving the serum for people that I guess are worth saving. But I guess the serum that he uses to take these jinoos out are more lethal. They're not really trying to revert. It doesn't really revert them back into human form. It just kills them, it seems, because he gives the family a gun and a bunch of serum for the ammo of the gun, and he just tells them, like, this will take them out. He just took a whole clan. He probably took a whole KKK chapter out right now, so there's gonna be people coming around asking questions, maybe some jinoos too, coming around to ask the family what happened. He gave him the gun, gave him the serum, just to let them know, like, protect yourselves. he leaves the house and he sees Peckerwood just waiting by his car, and he's just like, yo, you have a death wish or something because you keep on following me around when I don't want you to. Peckerwood is like, there's monsters around. They're like disguised as people I know. So he's a little conflicted by that. You know, he sees what Ford is doing, but you know, Ford being a black man, he's a little hesitant, but it seems like he's coming around, and he's like, I could find more of these things for you. I know where they're at. And Ford's like, all right, you know what? Get in the car. I guess we're gonna be partners. So now we see Cullen bringing in Berg back in the Sangeryes house, and my Etta and them Blink are there, and you know, they're just asking Cullen what happened, and Cullen's like, yo, we got attacked by a jinoo, but I don't know, it was really, he said it wasn't really a jinoo, and he's just confusing Blink. So, did you fight a jinoo or didn't you? Like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, jinoo was talking to me, knew who we were, who our family was, what we do. And Blink is like, yo, that's impossible. You're just talking crazy right now. While my Etta is just taking care of Berg, these two are just arguing back and forth. Blink she can't believe what Cullen's telling her. Until my Etta tells her like, yo, it wasn't a jinoo that attacked Cullen and Berg. So Berg is speaking off panel. He knows it wasn't a jinoo because jinoo attacks, scratches, bites are not infectious, and it doesn't turn you into the jinoo. It's revealed at the last page that Berg is infected and he's becoming a jinoo. Or I don't know what it is because it's not a jinoo. Technically, it's not a jinoo, so I don't know if he's just becoming a regular monster, or I don't know what's the term they use so far, because maybe something less of the jinoo. I don't know. Well, all I know is that he's turned into one at the end of this issue. And that's how the issue ends, guys. Another cliffhanger, another good one. Like I said before, if you like what you saw today, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell too for, you know, we got some new stuff coming out, some skits, some good stuff. So in a couple of days, I'll be back for issue 3 of Bitter Roots. Keep an eye out for that, my crunks, aka my Peckerwoods. Until next time, stay crunked. Peace.